ladies and jellyfish, wombos of all sizes, welcome back to A.s.k.'s videos. Today we are finally here with my 5th A.s.k. vs. A.r. comparing 2 episodes of 2 shows I love very much. A good episode and a bad episode with a very similar plot. If you missed the title—
Wait. What?
Who are you?
I have a question.
What?
Do you sell water?
The Starbucks across the street was closed. Aren't Starbucks open 24/7? Anyway, I don't care, I'm recording a video for my channel.
Ooh, a channel? On what? Twitch? I love Twitch.
No, on YouTube. I review cartoons and have 3,000 subscribers. I'm supposed to be comparing 2 episodes from 2 shows today for the first time, but you just showed up out of nowhere. Who even are you? I'm Max A.r. A.r? That's my name.
Your last name?
No, my real name's not A.r, but my viewers know me as A.s.k.
Where'd you get that dumb name?
You know what? Who even are you? Why are you here? Let me get on with my video.
Shouldn't you ask more about me so the viewers understand who I am?
No, idiot, then we wouldn't have a flowing, suspenseful narrative. We need to give slight information throughout multiple videos to keep people hooked.
Like Michael Bay? Alright, I guess if I'm here and you're comparing 2 episodes and you clearly don't have enough subscribers to ask someone else to help you with it, I'll help you compare these episodes.
Shut up, you're literally wearing an Edmonton Oilers hat. When was the last time they won? 1987?
You literally review SpongeBob for fun.
Fine, I guess you're helping me with this. Now can I please get back to the video?
Excelsior!
Sorry folks. So anyway, the episodes we are comparing are It's A Wishful Life from the Fairly Oddparents and Magic Show from Hey Arnold. I haven't done an A.s.k. vs. A.r. in a very long time, and I rarely do, but I like to change that on my channel. Obviously these take a long time to make, but the end result is usually impressive, when done well. If you've bookmarked my website, which is in the description, and you followed the news and upcoming projects section, you will see that the A.s.k. vs. A.r. has been there for more than 10 months. I'd written the script and even gone to some editing, but it got lost in different softwares and such, and got pushed aside for other projects. Anyway, before we start, let me advertise my Discord server and Amino group. They're a lot of fun for passionate fans to chat and have fun. So, no more postponing, no more pushing to the side. Let's get into the A.s.k. vs. A.r. between Magic Show and It's A Wishful Life.
Ooh, that rhymed.
So before we get into the 2 episodes, let's clear up the similarities between them. In both episodes, the character sees the world without them around, either in a dream or through a wish in Fairly Oddparents' case. In both episodes, the character deserves the negativity they receive from their peers when they're not around. Although that's also where the problem in It's A Wishful Life comes in.
Wait, since you're defending Magic Show, I might as well give It's A Wishful Life credit where credit's due.
Sure, I guess you're staying then. So with no further ado, let's get into this. It's A Wishful Life starts with Timmy's art teacher getting him to paint the background for his play, but when Timmy gets 1 shade of blue wrong, he calls him out for this. Yes, he asks a favor from a 10-year-old without pay or anything, and when the kid gets something a little wrong, he calls him out.
So he's a perfectionist, so what?
If he's a perfectionist, then he shouldn't have picked a 10-year-old for the job. And screw you for making me write the word shouldn't have. If it was something big like red instead of blue or something, that still wouldn't be justified, let alone getting 1 shade of the color wrong. It's like me asking you for a favor when I'm gone, and I call you out for stupid reasons when I see it later. If I want it to be perfect, in my eyes anyway, I do it myself.
Isn't that what Thanos said at the hour and 34-minute mark of Age of Ultron?
Next is AJ's present. Timmy buys AJ some fancy, expensive gadget, and AJ says it's store stuff. Again, yes, Timmy tries to do a good deed, and AJ is too good for that, so he absolutely shames Timmy for even being the least bit generous. So if little Mr. Einstein is so smart, he would take the computer and build on it to not only make it more new and relevant, but to make it more personalized to his liking.
If just being honest, isn't honesty the key?
Yes, but honesty and courteousness are 2 different things. If Timmy spent money to buy it, AJ should be a normal, compassionate person and be grateful for having such a good friend. Or maybe he should just accept it instead of acting like a YouTuber with 2 million subs rejecting being asked for a collab.
Isn't that what happens to you all day?
No! And for the writer, if you want Timmy to be unappreciated, you could have him trip and spill water all over it or something, bringing the slapstick Fairly Oddparents humor that it's famous for. That would make it good and also make Timmy still be mad because it was an accident and AJ got mad at him. Wouldn't that be a better setup?
Yes, but that neglects the fact that Timmy still needs to feel unappreciated, not mad at.
He still could. This way he did a good deed, but his accident got in the way of feeling appreciated. The way they do it here is just so infuriating.
I guess you're right about that.
Thanks, Max. Anyway, next is Timmy's parents, where Timmy mows the lawn, trims the hedges, and overall gives their front yard a complete overhaul. Of course, he does this all in the worst lawn competition, because his parents went to the Butch Harmon School of, and then the opposite happens. First off, if the parents care about the lawn and winning and Dinkelberg so much, then I don't see why they wouldn't be staring at that lawn all day. And second, let's be honest, the worst lawn competition is something the writer just wrote to pretend he knows what he's doing when it comes to making plot holes. You're not gonna add on to that, Max?
Oh no, you're right about that.
Okay then. Timmy says he cleaned Cosmo and Wanda's fishbowl, and Cosmo says it sucks. And that, instead of something grander, is the last straw. Timmy straight up wishes he was never born, because one bad day full of annoying people equates to suicide references.
Ooh, flashbacks.
So that's the starting scenes for It's a Wishful Life. The way these scenes don't make sense are really adding up. Being cruel to a character cannot come out of thin air because all the characters are unlikable and selfish. You need reasoning, and this episode clearly doesn't, because the writer either felt obligated to write this to maintain some formula, or the team working on this straight up didn't care. I'm personally guessing the latter, but people in the comments will decide on that.
Wow, shameless self-promotion. Typical.
When Timmy doesn't do anything wrong, you do not punish him on that. You either add some more substance to make the plots and characters make sense, or your episode sucks. In a show like Fairly Oddparents, where writing special long episodes is so easy and repetitive, spawning so many wonderful TV movies and short films, I really don't think making this longer would have been a problem on the technical side of things.
So is it time for Magic Show air?
It is. Would you like to do the honors, even though I don't trust you in the slightest?
Sure. So Magic Show starts off with Helga going to Arnold's neighborhood magic show. Yes, this episode is about Arnold hosting a lame magic show and inviting Helga and their entire friend group. As you would expect, Helga bosses everyone around and essentially does what she does.
This is important because it's the karma you need to be able to punish her later. It's basically like a Squidward torture episode. If Squidward doesn't do something to deserve being punished for it, I have no reason to believe that it's funny or justified.
Anyway, we get some of Arnold's lame tricks. Pretty standard in my opinion. I know someone out there found them funny, but I just thought it was pretty mediocre. So for his finale, Helga gets chosen to go up and do the good old disappearing act. After seeing how lame it is, Helga leaves, making it seem like she actually disappeared to Arnold and his friends. Then as she's laughing at them, she runs into a pole. And that's where the intro scenes end for this one.
Much shorter than the other episode, but much more stuff to admire. I really don't look for perfection. In fact, I believe perfectionism is never present in any form of art. But simply a good plot and writing can make something enjoyable and engaging. Something bad is also engaging, but you know what I mean. The karma and reasoning in this episode is spot on and pretty good.
I disagree. I think the lame tricks and antics are all pretty standard and nonchalant. They don't add much substance and regularly feel like filler in my opinion.
Yes, while the tricks are pretty lame, that is the mood for the episode. It's not grand or deep like It's a Wishful Life, which let me remind you is not grand or deep in the slightest, but it's the formula that holds the episode together. The tricks are goofy, but that's just the style of the show.
I still disagree, but let's go back to the other one. So back to It's a Wishful Life. Timmy wishes he was never born, and I think his design as a non-existent person is actually pretty decent. The simple white hat and clothes are pretty suiting for the emotion.
I actually have to agree with that. I guess less is more sometimes. Anyway, Timmy sees his parents who are now rich and going on about their Academy Award-winning daughter, Sophia. I hate how the name is Sophia and not a Timmy alternate like Timandra or something.
Timandra? Really?
But anyway, replacing the character, in this case Timmy, is not what you do with this plot. This plot is supposed to have the character in question see people's lives without them, not with someone else. Oh my god, this is so badly written. Afterwards, Jorgen, who is in a Grim Reaper costume for some inexplicable reason, tells Timmy about how everyone's lives are better without him being around. He keeps cracking jokes, which I just despise. We're supposed to feel for Timmy here, but Jorgen won't shut up with all the cruelty towards him. Then he sends Timmy to a fireland in the ground.
Huh, get it? It looks like hell.
Timmy makes a deal with Jorgen that if anyone's lives are worse because he's gone, he can live. Pretty okay so far. We go to Francis, who's nice and not gray. Just like everything else about the episode, doesn't make sense in the slightest. Firstly, Francis bullies other kids than Timmy. Timmy not existing wouldn't change anything. Plus, bullies' outlets aren't from the kids they bully, it's from their personal lives that most likely aren't the best. So they're scared and go to bullying to make themselves look bigger. Secondly, Francis's color isn't because of Timmy. It's a metaphor because bullies are pretty dark, mean people, so adding that gray is a metaphor for the bully character. Timmy has nothing to do with this and nothing to do with Francis. That would affect the bully character so much. Then we see Crocker, whose life is also gray without Timmy.
And that class is what the scholars call existentialism!
And haha, he's breaking the fourth wall. Get it? And apparently, AJ, without Timmy to weigh him down, has a full head of hair for some reason. Maybe a good idea is to either introduce Timmy's bad influence side on AJ and the rest of his friends over the last few episodes, or in a quick montage right here. Wouldn't that make this flow a lot better and show Timmy's influence on AJ? Then we go to Cosmo and Wanda, who are now Chester's fairies, who has normal teeth and 3 mobile homes on gold blocks. And this isn't the most irrelevant or poorly written scene, but it's very mean-spirited to Timmy. They comment on his pink hat and like AJ's hair, make it seem like Timmy caused Chester's bad teeth. And from there on, it gets pretty repetitive, and it really doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense, nothing is funny, and the world is cruel to Timmy for no reason. And they forgot a big fat elephant that's right there in the room. We have Tootie! Who would you think of who would be sad and miserable without Timmy? Tootie! The plot is screwed if you don't add her, and probably more screwed if you do, because I know for a fact that you will take all the goodness out of this character and make it barf out whatever it has inside it. I'm done.
Wow, all about a cartoon episode. What a loser.
Let's just get into Magic Show.
So Helga ran into a pole and is now dreaming of a world where she doesn't exist anymore.
She sees that there's a parade for No More Helga, and this is karma, and it actually makes sense. When Helga did something to deserve it, it makes sense. Plus, it's not cruel because it's just her imagination. That is the essential that makes this episode succeed where It's a Wishful Life failed. They used some sound effects to signify that Helga's a ghost, and it is one, really funny, and two, pretty decent for its time, and if you don't think it's decent, it's her dream, so you can't blame the world or craziness because it represents Helga.
Alright, just because it's her dream doesn't mean we can ignore everything.
Why not? If the other episode did anything wrong, it's exactly that. Maybe if Timmy actually wishes he was never born, but in the process he runs into a pole or something, and dreams of all the same stuff, when he wakes up he's learned his lesson. But alas, not a chance.
We also got a joke about Helga thinking she can fly and falling flat on her face.
So just like It's a Wishful Life, she goes to her parents, Big Bob and Miriam. She sees that they are happy that she's gone and are happy with each other. Once again, this isn't cruel because it's a dream and it's karma to Helga. Then she goes to Phoebe, who now has a new best friend named Gloria. She goes on about how Helga was so mean and how Gloria is so nice and considerate. This makes Helga crazy, so she goes to school and everyone there essentially does the same thing. And as Helga's walking home, you can see the writer's creativity shine through. The amazing background music, the papers flying everywhere, the missing posters taped on the walls, it's all just icing on the cake for me. Then Helga sees that Arnold is now famous for making her disappear, and Arnold is happy because Helga always called him a football head. So unlike It's a Wishful Life, this makes sense and is pretty entertaining to be honest. Tons of little details are always cool to see too. Overall, it's pretty solid. And now let's wrap up It's a Wishful Life. So then Timmy makes Jorgen laugh with the laughing gas and Jorgen falls to hell. No, literally. Then as Timmy is changing the characters' lives back, he reflects that their lives will be worse off with him living. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. So the characters' lives are better with Timmy not around, but this is only like that because of the episode's horrible and mean-spirited writing. The writing for the characters being unlikable isn't bad, it's the way they do it that's bad. They don't give the characters motivations, which makes me not care. If they have straightforward motives, we can follow those instead of what we currently got.
I have to say I really agree with that.
Really?
No.
Jorgen comes back because laughing gas doesn't make him laugh.
Silly human, laughing gas cannot make me laugh, only pain does that.
Whatever you say, dude. And Jorgen says that Timmy wasn't supposed to do good deeds to get noticed, but rather because they are the right thing to do. Okay, Jorgen, because you and the writer don't understand what's wrong, I'll explain. Timmy was mad not because people wouldn't notice him, in fact that's exactly what he got, but rather because no one appreciated his efforts and time. Expecting a thank you isn't much, and they don't even give him that. Remember Mr. Bickles nitpicking the shade of blue Timmy used? Remember AJ throwing away the computer? Remember the parents' lawn competition? Timmy didn't do anything but try to help and do a good deed because they are the right thing to do. But every time he got bombarded with complaints and nitpicks. Kinda like me in this episode, except not really. All of these add up, so you cannot say that Timmy doesn't have the right to get mad at their grievances. But let me just finish. Timmy wishes that he never wished he was never born. Man, that's a mouthful. All the characters' lives are back to normal, and this is the only justified moment in this whole thing. Finally, we're done. And now the ending of Magic Show before final thoughts and conclusions. So quite simply, Helga comes to her senses and goes to apologize to everyone, and the episode is over. She learns her lesson and the episode ends in a nice Helga moment. And all is well that ends well, I guess. So It's a Wishful Life was very badly written, unfunny, cruel, and stupid plot with zero goodness whatsoever. Unlikable characters, zero motivations, cruelty to Timmy for no reason, no Tootie, and overall tons and tons of plot holes. Stuff like Chester's braces, AJ's hair, or Elmer's bowl have nothing to do with Timmy. It's not funny either. And Timmy wasn't the only kid who Francis and Vicky bully. And all the other things are cruel to a 10-year-old boy who was only trying to do the right thing from the beginning. If you wanted to do this plot well and still maintain the Fairly Oddparents theme, you could have Timmy wish he was asleep to escape the hard life in being 10 and have him dream all of this. Remove the plot holes and have him learn a lesson. Going with the Magic Show style is not a bad route to take, and if you did, it would have been enjoyable and a great episode. You could see the real thoughts of the characters towards Timmy and have Timmy learn a lesson. But as it is, It's a Wishful Life pretty much sucks. If you don't care, you'll see plot holes. If you do, you'd see this garbage. Magic Show was simple, well-paced, and pretty well put together. Overall, I think Magic Show knocks It's a Wishful Life out of the water and is an example of what to do when writing these plots. I would give Magic Show an 8.5 out of 10 for simplicity and overall goodness, and give It's a Wishful Life and 1 out of 10 for not giving me anything good to take away.
Good review, Air.
Thanks. If you enjoyed this Ask vs. Air, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon right beside it to know when I go live to talk to you guys and have fun.
Shameless self-promotion.
Check out my website, Discord, and Amino to stay up to date on the channel and other videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.
Ciao? Really?
You got something better?
Bye-bye, boys.
Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. Now my day's on cruise control. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. And just like that, I'm on a roll. Reese's Puffs, Reese's